Yeah.
If we're honest. It did kind of stop a little bit. That's because there was such a massive difference in seeding.
Yeah, that happens.
You know,
yeah.
but there were still times where they were almost managing to bottle just the very last moments of each round. The moments where you are closing out the round.
Yeah.
Even when they're against a team, like, they would sometimes be on a 5v2. And then it went down to like a 2v1. You're like, wait, what, guys?
Yeah.
Guys,
I saw
what's
too
going on
many
here?
4v2s going down to 2v1s.
Stop this.
Please stop swinging. But, I mean, we've got our map picks and
Fracture
bans
and Split banned out first.
We have Lotus and...
We have Lotus and Pill.
I have only had Lotus, but please can we get to third map? I would love to have a different map.
If it is a 2-0, you would have gone
The whole of Epic
the whole of Epic Land
with 2 maps.
with only seeing 2 maps. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, I was going to say I wouldn't want it with any other 2 maps, but I have to say Lotus is one of my least favorite maps in the pool. And with Pearl, where it was been out for so long, and they still didn't fix the really long entry into site.
I like that long entry. Because it's the only map that has it.
I like that.
It forces, because most Valorant players, for the general Valorant population, you know, not those guys back there, but the general Val population, all of them complain that they cannot do long-range fights.
You know, I get that. And with Breeze out of the pool, I'm less against it. When Breeze was in as well.
Breeze can stay gone.
Breeze, we don't want it
Breeze
back.
can stay gone.
Keep it out. Keep it out for longer than Fracture was out.
Delete it. Just delete the files. You don't need to bring it back.
Maybe we don't do that. There were some great moments on that map.
Yeah, we'll remember the moments, and we will move on, and we will be better for it. But, you know, unless it's a massive rework. You know.
Yeah, I think it's...
I like the concept.
I like the idea of it, but...
Mid is too open.
It needs just a few more boxes in.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Chuck a couple boxes in. Maybe drop a few stones in.
I liked how they changed the wall in the middle, you know.
I do
do
like
something more with that.
Do something more, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, close off the sites just a tiny bit.
Yeah, it's just open everywhere.
I don't want to plant and be seen from literally the whole map.
Exactly. It's open everywhere, and I cannot trust my comp teammates to watch my back.
Chance.
And I also can't trust me to watch their back.
No.
So
I'm too busy probably watching flank, worried.
Yeah, because you know for a fact that, you know, your Sentinel has not put anything on that
there's
flank
no trips.
For a fact.
Yes. But I mean, looking at Lotus.
Back to Lotus.
Lotus, it's one of those maps where I'm so 50-50 on it because I really like to see the different strategies team come into. I mean, some of them, you'll see some where they'll just play with the doors a bunch. I love it when they do that. You know, let's just play some mind games, see what we can do. But
just so much noise.
We saw some yesterday where it's just constant rushes onto like C-site.
Yeah.
And honestly, it worked perfectly. Because teams just didn't expect it for some reason, just a full rush in, no fakes at all. Because so many teams are used to, you know, that pulling and pushing on these sites. You know, we're going to pull a bit of aggro over here, try and pull them away. No, we're just going in. Send a raise in, up top, and we're in.
And something which I've noticed in the previous games is TFT like to play really aggressively.
Yeah.
They're super aggressive. They like to push everything. And Ailurus, they don't know what pushing is. They just, on attack, they sit back so much to the point where they will just wait for TFT to push.
Yeah.
And then just pick them off and then go, okay, well, that side's open. Let's have it.
Yeah, it's just the patience.
So they're going to be such like a complete contrast from each other. And on a map like Lotus, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Playing really passive or really aggressive is the only way to go on Lotus.
I think the worry comes down to, for the passive side, of course, I mean, that timer starts to tick down. And if you are set up on one site and you don't have someone lurking elsewhere, you suddenly become locked in on that one site and that one site only. And then a Teo exists. And then all of a sudden you can't enter in. Or something like that. So you have to be aware of that and make sure you don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a few too many times this tournament where teams have spread like 2 players over towards A. They get picked off and all of a sudden you have no control and you've lost 2 of your team.
Yeah, and on such a massive map, it's then so hard to go and catch up with your team to be able to close those gaps and be able to actually regroup and take a bit more space. But, I mean, this is kind of what we're expecting. Team comp-wise, we're expecting a raise. We were expecting a Tejo pick as well.
100%.
The Deadlock, as far as I'm aware, we've not seen Deadlock on stream so far this Epic, or at least not in any games I've been on.
I think we might have seen him in one. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I saw him in one game, but it was one of the earlier group stage games.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
Not as much at this level.
No, and Deadlock is a pick which you don't see too often, but Deadlock is a strong agent.
I mean, the Deadlock with the raise. If you can get a net and then throw a nade on over there, I mean, the team is just done.
Yeah.
And then you also combine that with the Teo rockets. There's a lot of utility to catch these players out and trap them in these corners.
Exactly. I mean, there is 2 different abilities. Well, 3 if you include Tejo ult, which, I mean, if he ults, you may as well chuck your net in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
You might catch someone.
Chuck an Omen blind in as well. They don't have a clue where they're going.
There's so many ways which they can combine their util to get a kill with just the util. And we have a Clove and Omen locked in.
See,
so we also have the Clove Decay So you can Clove Decay and Raise Nade on one side, and then Teho Missile
I'm not liking this at all. No.
on the other side. So you can now do so much damage on both A main and C main at the same time.
And we said split was the issue for trying to get in.
Yeah.
I think we found a new issue.
We are being proven wrong.
We are very quickly, but I do like the fact that picking into the Clove. I mean, Clove is one of those agents where it can't be your solo smoker, really. You can kind of run it on some maps, but a map like Lotus, it's a bit too big to run it. You can't smoke cross-map.
You cannot reach. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Only Omen can reach that far.
So the Omen is going to be there for throwing, your longer range ones. They can play over on a different site.
Yeah.
They can sit back and wait. But, I mean, we'll have to see how it plays out, but on the other side, you got the solo smokes. It's pretty standard for this map, I'd have to say.
Yeah, it's pretty standard, but I feel like with these players, I would have rather had an Astra than an Omen.
I've always
a solo smoke.
I do prefer
Lotus.
the Astra.
Yeah.
I think the Astra fits, especially on these bigger maps. I think on the Lotuses, on your Pearls, anything like that, where you can cross-map smoke stuff, so good.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm really excited to see how this aggression is going to work from the side of TFT.
Yeah.
I mean, that commentary we're talking about who can do so much damage in the first couple seconds of a round with their util is on the attack. You can now clear so many areas of sight before you've even looked at sight.
Yeah, you can shut these down so quickly, and already Ailurus, they want to get a bit aggressive into this mid positioning towards B, wanting to isolate this separate player who's decided to lurk on over to the C site, but TFT, they're already getting into this A site here. Only the one player to stop them. I think it's just going to have to be a backup. Decides to play on back site. Jake's here to try and bait some players over, but already this one player's been spotted, stuck in the thing, but TP's out. Nade is thrown to try and clear that. Batman wants to get aggressive. One of those really aggressive players, but already getting caught out on the flank here. But this is going to alert the rest of TFT to know that Ailurus are in their back line.
I mean, such an aggressive start. You've taken so much space over on A site already. Spike is planted down, but planted on front of site and playing over towards the back. But it doesn't really matter too much when you have that decay. You have the Teho missiles, which will be going down over in front of site to allow for a one-tap from Jinwoo.
Jinwoo wants to keep getting aggressive here, gets into backside, gets the second already, as Lakaj will get one back on the other side, but one caught with the wall out. Unfortunate there for Glaceon, and all of a sudden the rest of the team falls, and TFT will take that one quite cleanly.
Yeah, fairly clean. I mean,
they
kind of just walked straight into A. They didn't really have much opposition. There was an Omen smoke they had to walk through, which wasn't even held, and
then the Omen went into
really
pit and had to TP out instantly because he knew the nade was going to be there.
Exactly, which then also just kind of gives away your position completely, because now, Batman can just hold drop, so you either jump down and then get tapped in drop, or you peek heaven, and you're now peeking into the other two players who are holding you.
Exactly.
You have no choice. You're now in such a terrible spot.
Yeah.
All you could do was sit there and wait for your team to come and help you.
But Ailurus wanting to get active over here on the seaside straight away. Sungjin-woo wanting to take these fights. Got the Marshal in hand. Will get stunned up and stuck behind Mound here. Will get netted as well as Batman will push on through. Take down Sungjin-woo. That's the threat on the round down already. But Glaceon waiting so patiently on the other side of this door. They can get this timing right, can swing it open, but looks like it's going to be a rotate back here for TFT as there's a fight on the other side of the map, and Jake will lose this one out to Zeno. Zeno able to win a fight this time, playing a bit more aggressive, pushed up. It looks like the rest of the team, they want to go towards this B site. They're going to have Glaceon to deal with nice and early.
I mean, you kind of have to go towards B site here. You've lost, you've lost a pick over on A. You've already shown presence on C. You have to show presence on B now, and you kind of have to commit because you're running out of time to keep messing about with rotates.
Yeah, the Rocket's already invested to try and slow this down, and Batman wants to get aggressive. 17 HP remaining, though. Has to back up and can't take these fights too aggressive, but Lakaj, he's just waiting so patiently here, and Batman's winning these fights on site as well. Really just isolating everything. Batman gets free on the round. Dean gets a second. And it's all just down to this one solo player in this Omen. Zeno can do nothing here. Just stuck behind the wall. They know exactly where he is. Surely going to get cleaned up, but no. Wins the one fight, but the wall is still up. They can't recover the gun just yet. And Batman's waiting on the other side as soon as they do. Zeno, I mean, what can you even get done here? There are three players really weak, though.
With the HP situation, it is possible, but Zeno himself has so low HP. Is also just wasting all of your ammo spamming into a smoke.
No bullets
At most, you can get a couple of exits.
He's going to just opt to spike here, most likely. Smoke's going to be thrown out to try and bait a couple players near, maybe to make them drop, but Zeno not going to find anyone. I say that, finds Batman. That's going to be free on the round. Good for the ultimate economy, but one of those ultimates which you won't mind too much about getting online. I mean, Omen's ultimate can do well, but it's not around winning one.
So much stronger on attack as well, because it allows you for rotates and allows you for creative plays. But on defense, the only benefit you're getting is that you don't have to walk all the way across a big map like Lotus.
Yeah.
That is the only benefit really that you're getting. Most of the time you get a little bit of information, but at that point you're a glorified Sova dart.
Yeah.
And you're not really, you're not really doing that much for your team. And then you go back, and then that's it. The information's already changed by then.
Yeah, I mean, Zeno often being that solo player onto A, except for this round where it looks like we're going to have a crunch straight away towards this A main positioning. Sungjin Woo going to be the spearhead for the team here as the missile's already invested. Try and slow these players down. I don't know if they know they've got into rubble. Sungjin Woo's been caught in the open, will get taken down by Batman, but traded back by Zeno with 3 already. And Slicing combines for a 4th, all left down to Lakaj, and that's the round already.
That was so fast. That round was probably only about 25, 30 seconds in total. Yeah. And to get a triple kill like that as well is so impressive from Zeno to just spray transfer across 3 heads and then Slicings to come over and go, hey, I can do that as well.
Yeah,
I get the last 2, you know? That's just that perfect kind of, that's for team coordination, which we said is what Ailurus have over Tech Fleece Troopers. That, so far, Tech Fleece Troopers are getting rounds because of how aggressive they are, and Ailurus are very passive. So it's just, you know, they're taking that space, and Ailurus don't really know what to do against it. But if you give them time to regroup, their team play is so much better. Yeah,
Sungjin Woo wanting to get aggressive again. Definitely one of those players to watch out for. Already takes down Batman. Will dash on back as soon as possible there. Doesn't want to get too aggressive. He knows there's a few guns on the other side. He's forced to back up and reload here, but Glaceon got that wall available. That's going to slow down everything, but on the other side, Jake maybe getting a bit too aggressive there and will get taken down on that lurk. Sungjin Woo taking the fight. A nice headshot through the mound there. And all of a sudden, only 2 players left standing for TFT.
Such a strong open, and Sungjin Woo did this all day yesterday. Every Lotus game that he played, he peaked Mound or he peaked A main, Outlaw or Op, and always got minimum 1 or 2 kills.
Yeah, one of those really confident players, always a force to be reckoned with on Jet. Lakaj unable to land these shots just yet, but knows where this player is at least, and there we go. We'll get the kill onto Glaceon. That's a gun down, and that is a site claimed. They do have an open C site.
Do still not have a number advantage.
Yeah, so much to deal with, but the gun has been required as Lakaj is going to go searching, but Sungjin Woo, he's still alive. Takes him down with that Outlaw. Leaves it all down to Haydn. What can you do here? Got a Vandal in hand, but that's about it, as already these missiles being sent in to slow him down, damage him up, and Sungjin Woo, 4 on the round. The Outlaw, it's shown by that gun, is so powerful.
And as well, that was perfect use for Teo's missiles. Because if you push back out of bend, you're now peeking 3 people with rifles. You're dead. Peek forwards, you're facing an Outlaw with light armor. You're dead.
And
you stay still,
behind it.
There's a missile.
Yeah,
you're
there's
dead. There's nowhere you can go. All 3 options, you're probably dead. Because even if you get that pick over towards backside, you then have to turn around and fight the 3 anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just an unwinnable situation there because of how strong that utility was.
Yeah, I mean, 100% Sungjin Woo, I mean, saw that Zeno was popping off, sorry, Zeno, and just went, I want to have a bit of that.
Yeah.
I want to have a bit of fun here, and just gets 4 on the round there.
Which now has an Op in hand. Has upgraded from the Outlaw to go to the Op, which now means it doesn't matter how much armor you have, he's going to play exactly how he has been.
Yeah.
And he's still going to get the same picks.
Keeps taking those fights, and we're saying that Sungjin Woo's just walking down out in the open in A main. Has a couple of players to back him up and already taken all of that space. It seems like with TFT, they want to opt towards this C site for now, as B site will be cleared out by Slicings here. We'll realize that there is 1 player lurking back, but on the side of TFT, they're unable to get any space yet into this round, other than just that small amount in C main.
I mean, the utility usage here is just...
Sungjin Woo already.
He's got that first pick.
He's so aggressive.
He knows that there's a second up for grabs.
Oh, and this blind is perfect from Zeno, but he can't get the kill just yet. He knows this player is close. The blind's going to be sent out from the other side. The rockets to try and clear him out. And this is a really awkward fight. Jake gets the smoke out. Will get taken down by the Classic. An unfortunate series of events there for Jake. The rest of the team want to go towards this B site, but they've got Glaceon to deal with. He's going to spot 1 out. That's the spike down. The net there to catch at least one of these players, and they know that where they all are. Batman managing to get 1 back on the other side, but that's going to be it as Sungjin Woo cleans up.
I mean, that fight over on A rubble, there is nothing that you can do there. If you are Jake, you're screwed. Because again, a Tejo missile got placed down behind him. That corner is now where you live. The only chance you have is to try smoke. What are you going to do, TP on top of rubble and then just still get peeked by 2 people?
Yeah.
That's the only other option you had. No good options left for you. And I feel like that is part of why Tech Fleece Troopers are struggling, is because the missiles on attack are just not really landing in the right place.
Yeah.
They're not going into the right spots. They're not taking any space with it. And they're just kind of letting themselves get rolled on here.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, Sung Jin Woo has thrown the operator over to a different player, back on his Outlaw. Wants to take these fights. Will get netted, though. Will get caught in the open, but still wins the fight against Batman. Somehow still alive with the classic in hand as well. There's no way you get another kill here. Knives invested, and finally, a bit of an overheat there, maybe, as TFT will have the numbers advantage, but won't have the guns to back this up. Big Dean's able to recover the one Vandal, but it's going to be Sheriffs for the rest of the team here. And all of a sudden, they just slow down just a little bit, realizing they found some space, and this Outlaw could be massive, but no! Glacier managing to win that fight, down to 10 HP. They still have no way into this site, and there's someone in the back line already pushing up from A.
I mean, this has completely shut down everything. Now that you know that you're going against an op, even though they're on 10 HP, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're one hit, but so are you. A majority of you only have, you know, a Sheriff in hand as well. Has managed to pick up a rifle.
Yeah.
But there's only so much that you can do with that.
Yeah, Baked Dean's really got to get a lot done. Be able to be the catalyst for the team, but Glaceon still alive in this backside. Finally gets taken down by Baked Dean's there. That's going to be the best opportunity for them as he wants to keep getting aggressive, but will get suppressed. We'll have to back on up there as Jake cleans a nice headshot onto Zino. Suddenly brings the numbers in their favor, and it's all left down onto Slicings. His rockets have been on point, but they're not online for this fight here. And there we go. Baked Dean shuts it down. A thrifty round there for TFT.
Finally balanced out our scoreline. I mean, Tech Fleece Troopers got their first 2 rounds so quick at the beginning with so much confidence, and then dropped 3 rounds in a row. We're starting to look like they're fumbling it a little bit, but they've managed to, you know, refocus, recenter themselves, managing to come back a little bit. And they're starting to notice as well that the way they've been pushing in so far, where they've been going so slow to begin with, Ailurus loved that.
Yeah.
They're so happy about that because that's how they want to play the game. TFT are noticing they need to take that aggression, they need to be fast. I mean, they were on a pistol buy just now, and they still managed to run in.
I mean, they ran down Sung Jin Woo.
Yeah,
and it's the one time they've shut him down.
Exactly. Sung Jin Woo wants him to push slowly because then he can set up with his op.
And Lakaj already winning a fight on this long angle onto Zino, and the ultimate will be invested as well. Will not catch any players though. So Lakaj is just going to throw that wall out and try and block off any players from helping on this, but Sung Jin Woo still wanting to get aggressive here, and it seems like he might possibly know about this player in the corner. But no, actually watching for a player pushing from C, Jake. Does he realize there's a player so close? It's all going to be down to the timing. He's going to swing on through. He's going to land the shots. He's going to take down Sung Jin Woo and a couple of extra bullets there as well. The ultimate will be invested to slow down the rest of these players and the reinforcements for Ailurus, as TFT have got full side control here.
I mean, a strong use of Armageddon. Most of the time, that all will not actually get a kill, so using it to just buy some time and just split that defense.
Yeah, Lakaj already taking some shots there as Jake will take down Zaphis, leaving only 2 players standing. They know at least where one of these players are in Hayden in this tree position. And Glaceon wants to take this fight, will find the first. This is going to be a lot more needed to get this round, and the time is ticking down. They're not going to have time for this. Slicings managed to get to another, but Batman and Jake clean it up. There's nothing more they could do. It looks like TFT have maybe found their way back in.
It's exactly like we said. The second that aggression comes through, they then just start winning rounds. Yeah. They need to keep the aggression, and they can do so even easier now because they have 2 of the strongest aggression ults at the moment, being Raze and Clove. Yeah. You can send Clove in, it doesn't matter if they die because they can just get straight back in that fight. And then following up with the Showstopper, even an assist brings Clove back to life.
Yeah.
So as long as they've done some damage, the Showstopper can then get that trade, and then you're back in the game.
Yeah, 100%. Bring that player back online, and before you know it, you're back up with the numbers advantage. Looks like they're going to opt for this B push here, but an aggressive A side from the Ailurus team here. As they want to just keep getting aggressive, but there's no one there. Not going to see anything, but Batman going to be that first line of attack as Glaceon's got a lot to deal with here. We'll spot out Batman, but won't land the shots just yet. Got so many players to deal with, and he decides to get the net out. Backed up by Zino, though. Batman will get taken out as Jake somehow just sneaks on through and does not get spotted out. And there we go, that Armageddon used again to just delay these teams. I mean, we're seeing it not really get much done on the side of the kills, but it does slow them down, and they're going to opt for maybe this C site. Just go a little bit of exploring and find out where these gaps could be.
Just baiting out util wherever you can at this point, because you don't have that numbers advantage. If you can take away the util from the defense team, then you can just go in and just have to win only those gunfights. As we're seeing here, just literally finding where players are, force them to waste their util, so you can have a more even chance when you go into that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Baked Deans, you cannot get too aggressive here. There are 3 players on the other side waiting for this. So it looks like they're going to opt for this A push here as TFT managing to get that front side control. We're going to have a lot to deal with there for Baked Deans. Probably not going to invest this ultimate. Knows there's too many on the other side. It brings it down to a 4-on-2 here. TFT, I mean, If they can get this set up done, this could be good, but the spike is not planted ideally. They're going to have to play on site, and these rockets are online from the tail on the other side. Blackash wants to take a fight, cannot win it out, and suddenly it's all left down onto Hayden, who can't land the shots and has to back on up. There's going to be so many players trying to swing him here, and I don't think he's going to be able to wing it out, but no, the smoke there as well. Insult to injury.
There's just too much going on when you're getting pushed by all 4 players, because they just know for a fact if they push you,
yeah,
let's be honest, you're probably not going to spray transfer 4 people. We've seen it happen before.
I mean,
but
it can happen.
It's normally down to luck more than anything when it comes to that many players. You're not going to win that fight. So they know, just push in. They have so much time to defuse the spike afterwards. Just push in. All 4 completely flood you. There's nothing you can do. Balance out the scoreline. Balance out the buy as well. Get an op back on Jinwoo.
Whenever I see that, it's a worry.
Back. Yeah, exactly.
If Sung Jinwoo has an op, anything is
scary.
possible.
I would never want to go against Jinwoo with an op, because I know when I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't even need to see me and I'd probably lose. Like,
probably
pre-fire me before I even think about swinging the angle.
You pre-fire him before I've spawned. That's how much. That's how much he's read ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Sung Jinwoo, often one of those players to get a bit aggressive, decides not to this time. I mean, maybe a bit of a rare occurrence there for him. But already they're taking this A main control. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. If TFT don't send a player towards A, then I mean, the side of Ailurus, they're not scared to take this control. I mean, this wall, it's been placed every round by Zaphis, but it seems to not be getting much done.
It's such a standard wall just because of the fact that with C, you have to explode onto site. You can't go 1 by 1. So the second you isolate that one fight, you completely shut down any chance for C.
Oh, Sung Jinwoo will get spotted out here. There's going to be a lot of players on the other side. The Showstopper online gets shut down instantly by Sung Jinwoo there. Batman will fall, and there's still many more players to deal with, but Sung Jinwoo does not mind. He will stay and try and take these fights. Suddenly realize there might be a few too many players there, and there's the rockets to shut him out. But he still wants to get aggressive. He's so ready. He's popped that dash, ready to take the fight, but no, loses it out to Baked Beans. Manages to even out the numbers. And this is where they'll start to get into this A site. But the players are here ready to try and stop this. They're not going to go for this retake. They want to stop it before the spike even gets planted. And there we go. They're already winning out some of these fights. The kills going each and every way. Baked Beans invest that ultimate, and Lakaj is on their flank already, clearing up any players. And suddenly it's all left down onto Zaphis. That lone C player now has everything to do on the A site, and he has no way back in.
I mean, at this point, it's such a strong post plant as well. When you've got that control of tree, Spam's just going to come through, Zaph's going to get taken down, has to push through a one-way smoke. There is no options for you there.
Yeah.
You kind of have to just swing and hope to get a couple picks.
I mean, if you get lucky, Baked Beans wants 20 HP, maybe, just maybe you get a kill.
Yeah,
that's probably all you're going to get in that round.
At most, you could maybe get 2.
Yeah.
But you're not getting all 3, and you're not getting the spike, because you then have to combat tree. And as a Vice, with none of your util left, you can't combat tree. What are you going to use?
I mean, you got
flashes on cooldown.
Yeah, you got 1 flash.
Which is on cooldown.
Yeah, on cooldown.
So you have to sit there and wait. By the time that's happened, the spike's probably blown up.
Yeah.
You're probably gone.
No options left, and Sung Jinwoo with the Marshal in hand. We've seen this time and time again. Pushes up onto Mount. Manages to avoid the net this time. A good little change-up. Adapting to these changes he's seen, but has to back on up after getting spotted by that Teo drone. And the side will be given TFT here. Unable to break the wall, though, so they're going to have to slow down just a little bit. But on the other side, on A as well, you've got Jake. Wanting to find out these players, knows that they constantly push up on A, wanting to fight back just a little bit. But he's all alone, so he can't get much done.
I mean, you're forcing a team like Tech Fleece Troopers to play this slowly. That's what you need to be doing if you're Ailurus here, because you know when they slow down, they end up losing all of their momentum. And they're very bad at slowing down and then getting that aggression back.
Yeah.
That is something which they struggle immensely with.
Yeah, we were seeing that here a bit as Batman. He's going to spot out one of these players, send the nade out as well to force Glaceon into this fight, but the net is going to be there to stop the swing coming through, and the ultimate invested does not catch anyone. So he wants to just get aggressive. Hayden managing to take down Glaceon on this site. Sung Jinwoo's going to have a lot to do here with the Marshal in hand. Spots out one of these players and gets a tag through onto the Raze. Batman has been tagged up quite weak, but there's still a lot of players to deal with, and they're going to have all the opportunity in the world to set up exactly how they like. Spike's in the perfect spot, and the Armageddon's online as well. In Sung Jinwoo, you got this Marshal on this retake. We've seen you hit some nasty shots, but there's so many players to clear out. One in each and every corner, and Lakaj is already winning out these fights onto Zeno. Batman wins another, and the ultimate's invested as well. To add insult to injury, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, at that point, there's, like you say, there is nothing that you can do, and especially when the Armageddon comes through for the team kill, taking down Batman.
Poor Batman.
There is nothing you can do, because even if you win those gunfights, you're still stood in the Armageddon. You either have to jump out into sight as quick as you can, get shot. Or you stand still and get killed by the Armageddon. This is the Tejo util we've been saying that Hayden needs to start showing. And now that he's showing it, rounds are getting won by Tech Fleece.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what you're saying. As soon as we start to see the utility come through, that's often where these fights are coming down to. These Teos in these games. I mean, such a meta character right now. Played on basically every map.
Because you can utilize him on every map. The way you place down abilities as well, you don't need to learn lineups or anything.
Yeah.
You just need to understand the concept of the abilities and what situations they'd be used in, and you can play him on any map.
Yeah, 100%. And Sung Jin Woo's been forced off this angle just a little bit, smoked off. He can't get as aggressive as he likes onto the C site, but looks like all of TFT wanting to make this space towards A. They're going to get spoiled out by this drone quite possibly. Gets shot out, so they won't know how many players just yet, but already starting to get on through. But Glaceon wants to stop this in his tracks. Get some tags on through, but no kill for him there. As Zino managing to win one onto the fight onto Lakaj. And he's going to call for this rotate over towards B, but there's 2 players already on this site. Ready to just try and slow this down as Jake has maybe communicated it over. He's got a bit of space. Sung Jin Woo through the smoke. Managing to win that fight onto Batman. Just gets so aggressive, and Glaceon wins one as well to combine. TFT only got 2 players left standing. This would have to be a 2-on-5. Managing to stun up Sung Jin Woo there, though. Can't win the fight as Zaphis will take him down. And Zaphis just cleans it up.
We almost just got what would have been my favorite clip from this whole epic. That no-scope from Jin Woo went between Omen's legs and above the shoulder of the guy stood behind. He was like 2 pixels off a no-scope double kill.
Through a smoke.
Through a smoke. That was only pixels off. I know you still won the round, but can you imagine?
I think if we'd seen
that connected, I would have jumped over this desk and left.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, I think we need to do a quick little pause and just go check the PC.
Yeah, honestly, go check my PC.
Because something is not right if that lands, but I mean, if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Sung Jin Woo.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
The master with the operator here, and he's decided to go onto B side this time. A little swap up, but this aggression time and time again on A and slicing, sorry. He just knew where the players were. Takes down Batman. That's the catalyst for the team for TFT. That's their dive player.
You still have a lot of room for aggression, but yeah, losing that raise this early on is very detrimental. On defense, you wouldn't mind if it's Vajulis who goes down first, but when you're on attack, Vajulis who has that util to actually get you on site.
Jake's TP'd up top, and I don't think Sung Jin Woo's realised, but no, he will, and he will land the shot clean onto Jake there. Somehow managing to win that out at close range engagement. Slicing's going to spot these players out. Got the Armageddon online. He's going to pop it, force these players into this fight, but no, they're going to run on back. They've just lost all of their control they maybe had, and Glaceon's there to clean them up. Fake Dean's going to get one on the way out there, but that's all it's going to be. And TFT getting shut down there. 6-6 half.
6-6 half on a free site map is always a scary concept.
Yeah.
Because both free site maps are inherently just attacker-sided by default.
Yeah.
Because of how much the defense has to split up, it just gives the attackers that initial advantage in the early stages of a round.
Yeah.
But going into the second half 6-6, when realistically you will just win some rounds because the rotate takes so long.
Yeah, 100%.
It's really good for Ailurus, but Tech Fleece Troopers should be worrying a bit right now.
I mean, any other map you're probably celebrating, 6-6, we take that. But yeah, as you were saying, this one map, you don't want that ever. I mean, Ailurus, we got to see a bit of aggression though. We've seen how much you were saying about them being willing to sit back, be a bit passive. I just want to see Sung Jin Woo just run in.
Yeah, honestly.
That's what we need to see here. I mean, Hayden's going to be ready with this utility straight away to try and slow down any of these pushes, and Lakaj's already taken the space, but it's on the wrong side of the map. All of the players from Ailurus going towards this C site as a 5. They've not sent anyone anywhere else, and the rotates have already been called over for the side of TFT here. And Jake's going to be the only one on site trying to help this out, but looks like they haven't got that space. Sung Jin Woo a bit too scared to go in, and already some kills being traded out towards the B site there. It's going to be even so far, but no space garnered really for Ailurus here. They had such a good push to start off, but they just slowed down.
Yeah, I mean, slowing down is... It's kind of Ailurus' go-to.
Yeah.
The second anything doesn't go their way, they slow down so much, which in some situations can work out in your favor, but now they've split up so much on pistol round. But yeah, it's just not really what you want to be doing. I know no team has number advantage right now, but the second Xeno goes for this fight, very unlikely we're just going to get both.
Oh, he gets one and almost a second. Brought so weak there for Baked Deans. I mean, lands the dink onto both, but unfortunate to not take down Baked Deans there. This is going to call for the rotate over to C. They know there's one player really weak, but they don't know where he is. He's going to be able to get a lot of damage, but no kill. A 3-on-2 now with 30 seconds left remaining on the clock. One of the players from Ailurus brought down really weak, though. These rockets could take him down maybe, but not in the right spots just yet. It's going to delay this spike plant, and Hayden's here trying to take these fights. We'll get the stun on through, we'll get the kill onto the first. Zaphis gets taken down, and Sung Jin Woo forced to just hold this corner for now as a nade from Batman lands perfectly onto Slicings there. Bring it all down onto Sung Jin Woo, who wins it out. A nice 1v2 there for Sung Jin Woo. A player to watch out for.
I mean, when you have a fight like that, it's down to pure mechanics. And let's be honest, out of all 10 players in this lobby, the best mechanics is Sung Jin Woo.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
There is no doubt about it. If you are in a fight which is 100% down to mechanics, Sung Jin Woo's probably going to win it.
Yeah, 100%.
Just most likely. Even though it was a 1 versus 2, the positioning as well allowed for 2 1v1s back to back.
Yeah, and even the confidence to swing both of them straight away. Didn't look for the, the easy way out. Didn't look for the hiding spot. No, nope. I want to take these fights. I can win these.
Exactly. I'm going to tuck in to fight you, and then I'm going to peek back round and I'm going to fight you.
I mean, it gets the Sung Jin Woo Outlaw back online. I mean, at this point, it's got to be the signature jump for Sung Jin Woo.
Honestly, anything with a scope on it, you give it to Sung Jin Woo and he's going to go pop off.
Yeah, I mean, this deadlock util, it's really interesting to see these walls being placed down on rounds like this, but you have to spam them out. I say there's Zaphis already winning out that fight. But they just spam that wall out. It doesn't get much done.
No, it really doesn't. And I mean, deadlock wall is something which is so easy to accidentally deploy too early.
Jake just gets caught in the corner, gets blinded up. He had no idea what was going on as the rockets fall in his head. Zaph is still on this B site, winning out these fights as Batman finally gets the trade on back. We'll be able to recover this Guardian. But that's going to be... Oh, it's the spams through the door. Manages to land one onto Slicings, but that's not going to be enough damage to take him down. Slicings will be able to get this spike planted on down for free here, but there's a player in the back line that's Sung Jin Woo. You've got to be aware that he could be here. As Batman not going to spot him out, going to get taken down. One player left standing, and you've got so many players to just watch. Nothing you can do there for Hayden, and another round on the board.
I mean, when it's second round, you lost pistol, you kind of expect to lose a round anyway.
Yeah.
Especially when you go against Sung Jin Woo with an outlaw.
Yeah.
When you're on pistols, you know you're going to lose that. But also, we're going into a round where 3 players are going to be low enough HP to still be one hit to the outlaw.
Yeah.
And that is something which they need to be so careful about. They know how impactful Sung Jin Woo is with an outlaw.
I mean, 100%. They didn't even really know where Sung Jin Woo was for most of that round. I mean, he was lurking over towards that A site, gets into the back line, and just ready to stop your retake in its tracks.
Yeah, exactly, which Jet is not someone who you expect to be on that lurk.
Yeah, I mean, this net will not land. We'll catch the one player, but the Rockets will not be on point there. That will give the A site space over to TFT, but they're instantly going to send for this rotate over the other side, realizing they've got all this space, expecting this fast push on the other side, and Sung Jin Woo will get up top onto the box. But Glacier managing to find a way all into B, gets 2 on the round already, with that Spectre in hand, almost a third, but can't get it. And TFT, 2 players left standing. And Ailurus could maybe convert this round, which would be big for them, as the TP already through for Zeno is going to throw off Baked Beans just a little bit, but no, he gets the read right, managing to land the shots here. Slicings and Zaphis, last 2 players standing here for the side of Ailurus, as Zaphis with that outlaw managing to land the shots. These are all onto Lakaj, and a surprising win there for Ailurus.
How are those 2 kills going to happen on B site? There's no way 2 people are going to walk out the same door and be watching main together.
Yeah.
You know how long it's been in the round. You know you're against a deadlock who is going to be lurking.
Yeah.
And you allow a Spectre to take out 2 rifles when you're in a position where losing that round means that your economy is now going to be ruined for another 2.
Yeah, and not only did they take out those 2 players, that turned a lot of heads and just meant that they couldn't send the reinforcements over to C.
Yeah, exactly. You have lost player disadvantage, but not just in the slight way of, oh, I managed to get a pick over here. You've taken out 2 people, leaving it in a 5 versus 3.
Oh, Sung Jin Woo wants to get really aggressive there. Gets caught in the Rockets just a little bit as Lakaj being aggressive on the other side. Forces Sung Jin Woo into an awkward spot. Will get taken down by Batman's ultimate there. That's going to be the outlaw recovered. I mean, a good trade for that ultimate, managing to get the 1 kill you wanted from it.
At this point, you kind of just need to snowball over into C. They know it's a C push. You're not going to be able to rotate onto either of the other sides. You need to just commit to this.
Slicings, the util on point, takes down Jake, and Hayden got a lot to do here with this Sheriff, and nothing you can as Slicings gets another on the round as well. You had that one player originally lurking towards the door who's opted to go for this flank instead, but it's all going to be watched as Batman in this smoke has that outlaw, I believe, in hand, and not going to be able to probably get much done here as there's a player just watching on the other side of it. He's caught in these thorns as well, can't even move to get any space. That guy's just going to have to wait and just mine his way through this wall as much as possible, and there's no way back in as Zeno will take down Batman already. Blackhatch has been spotted out, they know where he is, and Zaphis unable to land the shots just yet, but Baked Beans has got no time to get to this site, and this is surely just going to be a shutdown here for Ailurus, and there it is.
Even the missiles coming through, just to be sure. I mean, Ailurus have such better like team play. This is what we've been talking about the whole time, which on an attacker-sided map, which also with a very strong, like aggressive team, when you have that Jet following up on the Tejo nades, that's so much space being taken so quickly. And when Ailurus, who are so coordinated, go against a team like Fleece Troopers, who are nowhere near as coordinated on a map like this, it's almost always going to go Ailurus' way.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just one of those where Ailurus now, I mean, you've had 6 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
That includes the one where you won pistol, the second, and then converted your 3rd round as well. This is really where we need to see TFT just get something back into this. This is just showing the strength of the attack side, and Baked Beans has managed to get himself into a good spot. I think he's already been spotted out by Zeno on the other side, but no, they don't. They're not sure 100%, and Baked Beans will get 2 on the way out. We'll pop the ultimate as well. Zafis is going to want to take this fight aggressively, but realizes there might be a few more players on the other side to deal with. And Baked Beans managing to win that fight out. That's going to keep him in for the rest of this round, unless Sungjin Woo has something to say about it. Managing to take down the first punishes that aggression. And Slicing's on the other side, managing to get another as well, but will get traded. I mean, it's all left on to Sungjin Woo, an operator in hand, but so many fights to deal with and being netted. I think they know exactly where he is at this point. The Rockets invested. So many players left to deal with. Opting to keep the operator, though. Does not choose to swap over to a Vandal. So confident in his shot here, but there's just so much to deal with. You've got so many players to clear out. And all it takes is a bit more time, and one of them will be round on your flank. He's going to spot out the first in Hayden, but now he's been spotted himself as well. Has to back on up and can't get out. Blackadge will shut that one down, and TFT, they managed to get a round back on the board.
Yeah, although it's a round kind of coming in a little bit too late. I mean, you're still on a full buy for the side of Ailurus. You still have that op in hand. It's a situation where Fleece Troopers need to convert this round as well, otherwise that last round's going to mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Jake investing an operator on the Omen here. It's not the rarest thing, but it's not super common.
It's an idea. I mean, it was one which was saved from last round, so the operator was free, so you may as well mess about with it.
Yeah.
Since it's not costing you anything, you're in a position where you're going to spend every single cred that you have to buy a rifle. You may as well just see how the operator goes for you.
Yeah, I mean, managing to net that drone early to not even allow an opportunity for it to find any kind of intel here on the C side. And Jake already pushed up onto Mount. I mean, we saw where it did for Sungjin Woo. And as I say that, on the other side of the map, Sungjin Woo's got a pick already. But Jake, hoping to replicate this on the C side, managing to get the first, wants to stay aggressive and gets the second for his troubles. And all of a sudden, that's slowed down this C push. Spike is down on the ground, but Yeoman choosing to still get aggressive as Hayden's just sitting, waiting, knowing that these players could be pushing up on A as well, but it's going to be mostly towards this B side, but Zeno, aware of this wall, wants to get a bit of space maybe and try and get on this flank.
I mean, this is the second time in this tournament that we've seen Jake specifically on Omen with an operator. Just last time he was on attack.
He's gone on to Mount, he's cancelled out. He heard those shots from Zeno. He knows where Zeno's playing now. And they're going to send the players over to try and shut him down, to not even allow an opportunity. And this is going to end up being the right read, as it looks like Zafis is grouping back up. They want to go for the C push, and they're going to be smoked off early here. There is some utility available, that ultimate, if they want to take away the guns from the side of TFT. But Sungjin Woo, he's got himself all the way into B site here, and hasn't been cleared out, but time is ticking down. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. The spike has not been planted, and you still have 2 players to deal with on this site. Zeno, you're going to have to get aggressive maybe and find some of these players. There we go. The gun's going to be taken out of their hands, and this is going to be the go button for Ailurus. They're going to want to shut down as many players as possible, but Sungjin Woo unable to land the shots. It brings it down to 2 players left standing. The spike will be planted, but the guns will be back online for the side of TFT here. It's managing to land 1, make that 2 for Zeno. Wants the 3rd, but can't get it as Jake with that operator, just showing why he picked it up into this round. All left down onto Zafis. Brings it to this 1v1 though. Zafis versus Hayden. Zafis can play time here, but it's not planted for him greatly here. He's got to watch out for Hayden pushing round. Sees the head, cannot land the shots just yet. 19 HP remaining. Time is ticking down though. If he can play this time correctly, he can win it or just land the shot. And a clutch for Zafis.
I mean, a really nice shot, and I understand trusting your mechanics when you're that mechanically gifted, but still had 1 set of thorns.
Yeah.
And once the location was revealed and they knew where you were, you can still throw the thorns down and try and make it so then you have the advantage.
Yeah.
You now can peek faster. If you get peeked, they're taking damage. You can go with a body shot spam through the wall. I feel like committing the util there would have just been a much safer way of going about it. Yes, you still won the round, but it's something I'm noticing happening more and more as Ailurus get more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
They're just neglecting their util more and more, even though they've won entire rounds purely based off their util usage.
Yeah, I mean, we're saying about this util usage. I mean, they're already being just closed out a bit from this A side, but Sung Jin-woo wants to still get aggressive and manages to get the kill already. Zaphis on the other side as well, managing to get one onto this B site. And I mean, they're really just not using their util. They're just winning these gunfights for now. And Blackhedge, he's got a lot to deal with. Throws the net to slow him down just a little bit. Zaphis got to be ready for this fight, and he's not going to be able to land the shots in time. Gets caught out. And there we go, TFT. Only 2 players left standing, one on such low HP. Going to be so much down to what Blackhedge can do here, but Sung Jin-woo on the other side, and your teammate's been shut out. You've got so much to clear out, and there's nothing you can do.
It's Sung Jin-woo on that op.
Yeah.
The aggression that he's comfortable to take on such... Normally it's a weapon which you hang back with.
Yeah.
But being so aggressive with it, people don't expect that. And then especially when you know, he's missed a couple shots, but majority of shots he's taken with that op have resulted in a kill.
Yeah.
It's so intimidating to go against, and there's not really many answers that Tech Fleece troops could even give, because they don't have flashes.
Yeah.
They only have the Paranoia and the Teho Stun, which aren't very strong for taking out an op. You need a pop flash.
100%. You need something to be able to shut this down, and they just can't seem to find the answer. And for TFT, this is do or die. If you lose any more rounds, that will be the map. And you will be down that 1-0. And I mean, Sung Jin-woo, he's still got this confidence, and rightly so. He wants to take these fights early, but maybe they've learned just a little bit to slow it down. I mean, TFT, often one of those more aggressive teams, but they've realized they can't do this. But as I say that, this A aggression, they've taken so much space. And it seems like Ailurus, they just don't really have too much positioning other than Sung Jin-woo pushed all the way into B.
I mean, splitting up like this is, for a team as slow as Ailurus, might work out perfectly.
Oh, Sung Jin-woo already finding one. Gets shut down, though, on the other side. Only going to be one for his troubles. And the rest of the team, they've grouped up on towards this C side. The blind will be thrown in. Jake's going to have a lot to deal with as the Armageddon is also invested here. As Jake gets caught up by these rockets, gets shut down instantly by Glaceon. But through the smoke, Batman runs through and wins the fight onto Zaphis. But will get traded straight back. A 3-on-2 now as TFT. They've got a lot to deal with. Baked Beans. What can you get done here? Maybe be able to spot out this plant. He's not been spotted by Zeno. Can't land the shots, though. That was a bit worrying. But all left down onto Baked Beans here. Got 2 more players to deal with. This is for the life in this game. 5 bullets left in the chamber as well. Gotta find these fights perfectly, but this is going to be a really awkward set of fights. Only got the 3 in the chamber, and that's going to be the game. A 13-7, a strong showing from Ailurus there. Just shutting down TFT.
Tech Fleece troopers are just, they're too staggered.
Yeah.
On both their attack and their defense, just all the time, they were way too separated from each other. Every time someone got taken out, which is something which we've seen in the best of 3, literally right before this one, it's happening too much, that teams are being way too staggered and way too separated. And then when someone gets picked off, there's no trade.
Yeah.
Because you can't trade because you have no teammates around you. So it's just allowing the other team to just keep coming in and just getting those picks at the start of a round. And then they have numbers advantage instantly off the bat.
Exactly
It's
that.
happening way too much.
I mean, with a player like Sung Jin-woo on the other side, you cannot allow for those gaps.
You can't afford to do that.
You need these trades.
You need to be there and trade Sung Jin-woo specifically. Get that op out of his hands. Get him out of the game. Get him gone.
I mean, step 1 needs to be, let's find Sung Jin-woo, let's shut him down, then we worry about the rest of the team.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you know he has that op in hand, he needs to become your focus. You can get rid of that op as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some of the ridiculous fights he was taking, but I mean, on the other side as well, picking up the Operator onto the Omen, managing to win a few shots. It seemed like one of those games where the Operator could win rounds, and Sung Jin-woo, just that confident player. I mean,
definitely.
That clutch was just clean.
Yeah, and this is why Tech Fleece troopers going into the next match, they need to take a pop flash agent. They need to take a Sky or a KO, someone like that, a Yoru even, so you can have that flash which actually counters an op and forces them to back off.
Yeah.
Because those near sights just, they don't work.
On a map like Pearl, this is, I mean, Sung Jin-woo's playground.
Yeah.
So many long angles.
Oh, yeah.
You can
100%.
just snipe wherever you want. If you can't shut him down, there's going to be some worries.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But yeah. We're going to throw to a quick 5-minute break whilst, you know, you can go get a quick snack, quick drink, and we'll be back with the rest of the action as we go to Pearl.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sat and watch from the sidelines, one too many times. Wicked games we play, make me wanna lose my mind. Found solitude, knowing it'll be over soon. Ever need a boost, count on me for the 1-2. Trouble don't last when the tough get going. Baby, all we do is win, so show me my opponent. Adversity, doubt, stress, could care less, cause how we handle those like an S on our chest. Super proud of how we held it down on the way up. Can't wait for our day to ball. This is a layup. Nobody ever said this would be easy, but trust when I say that you got it. I know you've been looking for a breakthrough, trying our best to make do. Every day is something new, but change gon' come. Oh yes, it's true. Brighter days are straight ahead. Follow me, won't be misled. Just look up, don't hang your head, and we'll get to the promised land. Somebody loves you, please don't forget such. Take your time, no need to feel rushed. We gon' shine somehow one day. Word to O'Shea, today's been a good day. Don't let one bad apple spoil the tree. The fruits of our labor seem ripe, can't you see? A little insight, so they'll never dim your light. Been wrong for too long, this here feels so right. Leave your fears in the...
Hello and welcome back to EPIC44 with Intel, sponsored by Overclockers and Asus, Republic of Gamers. I am Quix and I am joined by Jack Destroyer 4 again for map 2 of our lower bracket semi-finals?
Yeah.
My brain turned off for a second there. At our amazing Valorant tournament, sponsored by Asus, Republic of Gamers. I mean, map 1, that was one of the best maps we've seen so far.
Now, I don't want to be the one to just keep, tooting the horn, but it was the Sung Jin Woo show.
It was the Sung Jin Woo show.
It was Sung Jin Woo.
That is completely fair to say.
Anything with a scope in his hands, it's guaranteed a 1 or 2 kills.
Yeah, which is something which I find crazy. With every other gun, you never see him one-tap or anything like that.
I don't think I've ever seen him with a Vandal in hand.
Put a little scope on his gun, and he'll just get everyone.
You know, if they ever allow modifiers into the game, he'll start like whipping out an Odin with a scope.
An Odin with a scope sounds like too good of an idea, and I want this to happen.
No, please, we can't.
I want Scope Odin.
Scope Odin, Scope Frenzy,
Odin.
Scope Shorty.
Oh my god,
Scope
on the shorty. That's so needed, because the range is like 2 meters, and I can't see that far, that's why I've got these. So a scope on my shorty would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would work perfectly.
Yeah, it's for accessibility,
Exactly. Maybe I'll finally get a shotgun kill.
Maybe.
They never work when they're in my hands.
I mean,
ever.
Yesterday, seeing Bark with that judge. Oh, I mean,
ridiculous.
You just got to run in.
Ridiculous.
That's all you got to do.
Look, I tried that.
I mean, yeah. Back to this game.
It is what it is.
We're going into
Pearl. Yeah, exactly. How do we feel about Pearl in general? We'll talk about Sung Jin Woo.
We'll go back to that.
But Pearl in general with these two teams, how do we feel like that's going to go?
I think it's always an interesting one because we were talking about the dynamic changes between the two. I mean, we have the fast team and then the slow team. I think on a map like Pearl, both can really pay off.
Yeah.
But it has to be played so differently. Like on the aggressive teams, you'll often see those aggressive mid pushes. They'll just go into mid, take as much space as possible super early on. When you're on the defense side, you're pushing up that long angle straight away, not allowing anyone near.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If you're a more passive team, you'll let them push up.
Yeah.
You'll let them have all that space in the world and just hope that they over-aggress.
Yeah.
And then you'll just find those gaps, weave your way in. There's so many just little alleys you can get. If you get a bit of space, you can get in the backline before you know it. I mean, from yesterday, one of the games, at some points, it felt like the teams just switched positions. Like, you had the defense in the attacker spawn and the attack in the defender spawn.
Yeah.
And I had to second guess, like, have I got the teams
Pearl
the right way around?
has been a strange map for this epic, 100%. I mean, with the two teams that we're looking at as well, both of them showed the same habit in that last map of every time their push didn't immediately work.
Yeah.
They kind of scattered, and they were like, okay, don't really know what to do now.
They seem a bit lost.
But is that because they're on a free site map and they had too many options so they couldn't pick? Now that we're in Pearl, are they going to feel a bit more comfortable? Maybe just, let's back off, let's go into Con and, like,
I think
spread out a little bit more?
But I think of all of the two-site maps, Pearl is probably the least favorite for that because there is still so many options.
Yeah, and also rotating takes so long if you don't have mid control. It takes so long. I feel like it takes longer than Haven and Lotus.
I genuinely
They have a whole extra site.
I think side to side, it does just take longer.
Like, Pearl, you go on a whole hike if you don't rotate through mid.
I feel like I've gone through 2 different maps to get to the other site.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I feel like if you don't commit to the rotate early on in Pearl, half the time you are on such a time crunch
Yeah.
But you end up just making silly mistakes by the time you rotate.
Yeah, you end up playing retakes, and then you're trying to retake, and someone's playing down long. They've got an Astra suck on the spike. They've got Teo missiles coming at you whenever. And then before you know it, maybe even the Viper gets whipped out. We've seen that a few times, and there's a molly coming from the heavens.
Yeah. And it's just, well...
What can you do?
Options are gone.
The options
are gone. You have no more choices. But speaking of, I mean, you brought up the comps a little bit there.
Yeah.
What kind of like agents are you either hoping to see or expecting to see?
See, after seeing a few of these games, I think the one that surprised me the most, but I'm still somewhat expecting now, is the Chamber. Okay, I think Chamber fell out of meta for so long. Yeah. But then, I mean, we've seen it a few times. I remember just seeing, like, there was a free K from one of the players in day one. Just shut down any opportunity with that tour de force. Yeah. Chamber is one of those that, despite falling out of meta, still has his place. And this is one of those maps where you can play off with him. Yeah. I think other than that, I love seeing the Yorus on these maps. I think the Yoru, especially when you have the Vise on the other side, that Vise will comes up every single time that someone walks through it. You just send your clone through it. Yeah. And they think, oh, we've got a player trap. Oh, it's a clone.
And now the wall is gone.
And now the wall's gone. And
arguably the strongest piece of util that Vice has, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Because it completely isolates someone off from their team. Yeah. They're now in a 1v however many you decide to stack on that site. And the Chamber pick you're talking about as well, yes, he fell out of meta. Yes, he got nerfed into the ground. Yeah. But I think looking at it now, it feels like it was more of a... People just stopped being comfortable on him. Yeah. Because he wasn't as easy anymore.
100%.
I don't think if there's ever actually been a time when he was just bad. I think people just got so uncomfortable because they only have the one anchor now. Yeah. It's stressful. They always have to TP to the same place. Their shots cost extra. The trip, let's be honest, the trip has never been good.
The trip...
You kind of have to double send it.
It's getting better in the new patch. Don't forget. It's going to catch those jet dashes.
Yeah, but that's not yet.
We got a bit of waiting.
We can still dash through your
he can
through your trip. So
in your face.
You know, yeah, exactly. Which he probably will with an op, and it's going to be terrifying.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in your face with an op. I mean, as you were saying, almost hit that collateral through a smoke, no scope.
Right.
If he can almost hit that.
The fact that didn't hit, I'm almost annoyed now. The fact that it was pixels off. One of the most nice little double kills we've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, another agent to speak about is the Astra. I mean, Astra, another one of those agents, like the Chamber, that fell out of meta, going down to those 4 stars. People were like, it's not as viable anymore. It used to be so good because you could just constantly rotate these smokes around. But the refresh timers were just throwing people off. But now you've got those 5 stars back. I mean, Astra's fully back in meta. On any of these big maps, Astra is a great pick. And I mean, we're seeing it on both sides already. I mean, it's got so much delay utility. You can be lurking on one side of the map and help your team out on the other. You can sell a full fake by yourself.
Yeah, you can. And especially as well, with B long, putting down a star just for the cross. Yeah. So you don't actually have to use any util. You put one of your stars on cooldown. Oh, no, exactly. You have 4 more for your site push, which is all 4 of your abilities. So you still have everything which you need when you actually push B. But you can get, I mean, let's think about when, you know, Sung Jin Woo's on attack.
Scary for.
I'm just going to let you cross B for free and then op. Have fun.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You can just have a whale of the time. Do what you like at that point. I mean, you were saying about getting these flash agents through. We have the Yoru brought on through, but other than that, you've only really got the Vise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those where I feel like this map doesn't require as much of a flash often, just because of how big it is. Yeah. A lot of the time, you just kind of see these straight, like, heads-up fights, or, you know, the smokes just forcing these really awkward kind of fights, and you just have to 3-2-1 through or something. Mm-hmm. But I think the power of the Yoru flash is extremely underrated often. I mean, if you can get a Yoru into the site, and he throws just a perfectly placed flash, whole team's blind. Yeah. Nothing you can do.
Which, yesterday, there was quite a few funny moments with some Yoru flashes. I don't know why it kept happening, but whenever someone was throwing their flash down, it kept bouncing double the distance it's supposed to. And they clocked onto it. It didn't help them, ever. Yeah. But, like, there was times where jumping out of heaven in A, there would flash, and the flash would go all the way back up above the window. And I don't know why this is happening now, but I think that's amazing, personally. I hope that it stays in, and that becomes the new skill ceiling for Yoru.
You want that...
Imagine the lineups, tall walls, knowing the lineup, you could flash so high, people would not expect it. I want it to stay in.
I do.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
I'm worried as to what would happen in my games, and also as to how many more people would then pick Yoru.
I want more people to pick Yoru. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious until they're on the other side of the map, not pelting from team. But anyway, that's not going to happen in this map.
No, it's not.
Batman, great player. But I mean, already.
Yeah.
We're kicking in.
Going straight for that mid control. Like we talked about earlier, the mid control is so important on this map. Going out for that peek for one tap already. Sung Jin Woo takes down 1. Gets traded out instantly by Batman with a 1 tap of his own. Drone coming through here over in main, just looking for that information. Latcatch just about avoiding it, but might have been seen just slightly around the corner. Batman Already there to back up your team. It's like we talked about. That team coordination is so important. Spam's going through the smoke. Of course, need to back off, back towards site. I mean, the mid push didn't really work as well as it normally does on Pearl.
Yeah.
That got shut down so quick.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the mid push is one of those. If it can get activated, you can get so much space. But if it gets shut down, there's not much you can do. As Jake's just showing the power of the mid push. But
yeah, exactly. But gets taken down with a headshot from the Ghost across site. Hayden coming to try and trade out his teammate. But another tap going through. It's a 1 versus 1. Spike just tapping through at the moment. Not committing to a plan. But Glaceon reads the play with the frenzy. Takes down Lakaj. And that will be the first round on the board. Pistol rounds are so important. But I feel like on Pearl, it becomes so much more important because now Sung Jin Woo has an outlaw on Pearl. This feels like it's going to be a free round.
If I am on the other side and I see that Sung Jin Woo has enough credits to afford an outlaw, that is a worrying side for me. And he's even got the light shields with it as well. Like,
that is terrifying.
It's not just a glass cannon. It is a full power. Sung Jin Woo will take a fight.
Yeah, 100%. He's going to take every fight which he can get hold of, and he's going to win them all, because that's what we've seen him do, and he's going to go in straight away, and he already finds that first one, but the Astropole going to make this an uncomfortable situation. Goes to look for a second, doesn't quite land the shot, has to back up. Put him at dash. Cool down, Zaphis trying to find some spams through the smokes to look for damage. A lot of damage has been found. Missiles going through to just push off that con aggression. Jake pushed out by his own mirror match.
Glaceon's so stuck
Frenzy go through the jump peek. You have to respect him. Right clicks go through. Glaceon falls. Zaphis looking to capitalize on that damage from earlier. Doesn't realize he's put all 4 remaining members down onto half HP. This is not a situation you want to be in, but Baked Deans gets for 1 tap over onto Zeno. Going to claim a Bulldog for himself. Sent through that spy drone, not able to find any information other than where Jingwoo is hiding with that outlaw. Concussion coming through, almost a spray transfer with a frenzy. Only finding 1, shut down by slicings. Looking for space wherever you can. The outlaw is still there. Followed by the Spectre, you have the Bulldog with a chance for the dink. Still manages to get the kill. Vidash goes back into the missile to get taken out. The outlaw has been lost. What a way to go. Dashing back into the missile after being digged.
That fight was one of the funniest ones. Just seeing Sung Jin Woo getting dinked by the Bulldog. A really clean flick, by the way. And then Sung Jin Woo instantly goes, "Oh, I'm being shot at." Flick, kills, and then dashes away and gets taken out by a rocket. Of all things. I mean, Teo is a broken character, but we didn't expect to see that one 100%.
No, no. Never in any world did you expect that. I mean, the dash didn't even need to be used.
Yeah.
The dash was completely fine to just not be used at all. But no.
Yeah. I mean,
use the dash anyway, land him a missile, and you're gone.
It's unfortunate, but
sorry about that.
They picked up the outlaw, and Sung Jin Woo's got it back online. He's wanted to take these fights already, but he's shut down. Nothing you can do.
Shut down completely. I mean, when aggression meets aggression, it just comes down to who lands that first shot first.
Yeah.
That first shot, actually, we talked about it a lot yesterday. First shot actually is so important in Valorant. You don't realize until you're watching people who have first shot accuracy how important that actually is.
Yeah, I mean, they're going for this mid push again. I mean, we said how important this mid positioning is, but there's still so many players left on the other sides of these doors. They want to get aggressive. Zaphis wants to take a fight.
So much space being taken in mid. I mean, this mid control, talk about how important it is. Zaphis not landing those shots, so Spams come back through these paper mache doors, looking for some damage, but no damage is going to be found. Picking up the star, just to get that cross. Slicings is not going to find anything here, though, because Hayden is ready for the full team swing. A site is going to be taken, whether you like it or not. Plan is going to be going down. Zeno with a double right click does manage to take down Big Deans, but Batman is there for the trade. Takes down Zeno. I mean, these pistol rounds are so difficult.
Concealment. Recovering it.
I mean, it's all just down onto Zaphis. I mean, he's got a sheriff in hand. I don't even know what you can hope to get done here. There's no players weak really at all. He doesn't get spotted.
Duck pass from Prowler. Do you take the Vandal and run? Surely you do.
Can't
like
do
a
much.
thief in the night, sneaks into the...
Oh no, he shot the bullets though.
Oh, he's giving
his
it away, but he
rotation.
might be able to find a pick or two here. At least.
Fights.
A little bit more impact before you go out. Doesn't manage to find the spam, gets taken down by Lakaj, making it a 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, not the right decision there in the end. Wants to get aggressive, wants to take 1 or 2 down on the way out, but ends up just giving away that rifle that he could have kept through, and Sung Jin Woo, the operator's online.
Yeah, I mean,
worrying sight.
it is a worrying sight to see. Sung Jin Woo with an operator is always. We use the word terrifying a lot, and I don't think that needs to change.
It is nightmare fuel.
It is nightmare fuel. It's honestly,
No more theory.
I mean, it's more of a nightmare than a fatal.
Oh, 100%.
It's even though it's called
The nightmare.
a nightmare. I'm sorry, Fade, but your job has been taken by that operator.
I mean, just seeing Sung Jin Woo just on the map must be a scary thought for any of these players. But I mean, every single one of these players can just pop off at any moment. I mean, we've seen
the one taps that some of these players can land. That Sung Jin Woo can be countered. It's not like he's unkillable.
Yeah.
It's just he's so good at killing himself, like by himself. He doesn't need supporting util. He needs none of that. He just peeks dry by himself and finds picks. And that's why you have to respect it the second that you find where he is.
Yeah, I mean,
Made A main completely unplayable.
it's just so slow from both teams here. I mean, they're just scared to go in, maybe trying to locate where enough this operator could be, and there we go. It's going to be the mid fight, but instantly
shut
back
down by a
up.
missile.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Taeho's impact on the game has been so far. Gonna go towards this V-long push, trying to send in just some util to try and find some information, but nothing found. Getting ready to use the missile, but the wall is gonna completely shut down this push.
30 seconds
Oh
left.
man, managing to bait it out though, will just delay a bit of time and make it so he doesn't get isolated, and this flash is going to be ready. This Euro flash could be big.
The spams. I mean, the Armageddon feels like a complete waste here, but the double spray with the headshots, Glaceon managing to find 2, followed up by slicings. Complete domination of that push.
10 seconds left.
Completely shutting it down. Looking for kills where he can. Zaphis does get tapped down. Looking for a second is Hayden, but he does get shut down by that op, which has finally found his way over from A main. And that's also completely put the Cosmic Divide to waste.
Yeah, I mean 100%. If you can get those ultimates down and just waste it as much as possible, that's exactly what you want to be doing. And on the other side, Zeno, you're only one off of it. Yeah. That's a really useful tool in one of those retakes, especially on this B site. If they go for this plant, you can send that wall in. They can't play that long angle anymore.
Oh no, it just gets completely shut down, which is such an important spot in the map.
Yeah.
That long angle, and when it gets shut down like that, it completely just changes the flow of the map entirely.
Yeah, I mean 100%. I mean, these rockets as well from the Teos, it's just changing everything in this map.
Honestly, but Sung Jin Woo capitalizing perfectly, going through to get that pick so early on. Looking to try find a second over into mid, just holding this angle. Are you really thinking of it as still an A split? Hayden and Baked Beans will get caught out. Latkaj with a perfect swing with the one taps over onto Sung Jin Woo, going to shut down that operator.
Yeah.
Look for space where you can, but rotate seems to have been called.
Slicings wants to get aggressive though, maybe. Maybe aware there's at least one player on the other side, but if he decides to go through this at the wrong time, he could be facing 4.
I mean, we've talked about the fact that Tech Fleece troopers just love to be aggressive. I mean, that's why you're holding an angle like this. This is why you're sitting in the smoke, because you like to be aggressive. It's where you live.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Jake's ready with his flash. Can't send it too early or they'll know where it is, and here comes the push.
Hayden sending through that ult, putting everyone down onto low HP. The missiles are going to come through. Going to deny the Prowler. Jake coming through with the swing, gets taken out with a headshot. And it's a lineup. Slicings just takes down 2.
30 seconds left.
I was going to say it's a fumble. But no fumble was to be had. I really thought you were going to get taken out in that corner when you got double peeked. Big Dean's managing to find another. Glaceon goes down, but doesn't. Takes out a pick with the Fawns.
Fawns! Oh, this is so perfect util usage to force this player back.
The Armageddon is going to completely deny any sort of push. Zaphis is going for... Zaphis is going through it. Has tried to step onto site 4 separate times and has been completely denied by a piece of util. Almost always Baked Dean's util. The missile is back online. The second this tap goes through, that's going to be so much damage.
But Baked Dean's is in the right side corner, so it's going to be obvious exactly where he is instantly. So they can just opt to go aggressive and take the fight, but might not be the timing. It's looking the wrong way. No way.
Not even going to use the missiles. Doesn't want to give away the location just yet. Send another missiles now.
Now he knows. And
gets taken down, and I believe there's still plenty of time on the spike. This has gone through. The fumble call was way too early. Why is that lineup resulting in a double headshot? That should not be happening.
Yeah.
They both peek looking at you, and you get 2.
It's just Valorant. That's the only explanation here.
If that was a Vandal, that's not happening.
Oh, no chance. The Phantom is known for the lineups, the spray downs,
Exactly.
and the most ridiculous kills you would never see anywhere
Any
else.
other gun, you're not getting to there.
Oh, no, 100%.
But the Phantom just allows that to go through.
Yeah. I mean,
Slicing should not be getting a double kill there. It does not make any sense.
Slicing's getting away with robbery there and just, I mean, really showing up. I mean, we said last map was the Sung Jin Woo show. Slicing's really popping off in this one, showing why that Teo is so powerful.
Very early gate crash to take through main space was completely giving away your position. Going in with these sheriffs. I mean, normally with these rounds you're going for economy damage, but a 4-1 scoreline.
Yeah. You just got to be getting some rounds on the board here as soon as possible. And Slicing's, I mean, he's going to have a lot to say about this on the other side. We've seen what he can do.
Sending out this drone, just looking for any information. It does get shut down, but does manage to spot out Batman first. Triggering a double push for Spams going through the wall. Takes Batman down to extremely low HP, but the Dink does go through. Astra half HP. Big Dean sending through his own drone. Just trying to find this information. One well-placed salvo missile backside, and this could be a double kill, but it's not going to happen because Big Dean's going to get taken down by Zaphis. With the headshot, the aggression here is beautiful. Takes a second, gets a third. Zaphis. Spams go through the wall. Jake does manage to take down Glaceon. Sung Jin Woo has an op again. Why does he always have an op? But Batman does manage to get the one tap, but Zaphis with the 4K.
Yeah.
Zaphis just turned up there. I know it's against pistols, but still, a spray transfer to take out 3 people is always impressive.
100%, especially with the Vandal as well. I mean, it's going to cause for this timeout eventually, finally. We were expecting this from Ailurus for a long time.
This time has been very needed. When you're 5-1 down, but 1 map up, you came into this with a lot of confidence. You're expecting to just roll.
You thought you were just going to shut it all down. That was going to be the map. And move on.
But no.
Not going to be an option
this
here.
has not gone your way, which so far, during Epic LAN, it has been very attacker-sided on Pearl. Yeah. This is the first time we've seen Pearl be defender-sided on first half.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, maybe it's down to just not being aggressive enough. I have to say, it seems like they kind of just get stuck at these entry points.
Yeah.
They want to go, and then the terror missiles come in, they get slowed down, and then they're like, okay, maybe we go exploring elsewhere, but sometimes you just got to wait them out and then just hit the go button. Someone needs to be that one going in. Send the Yoru in. Just send them to go back site.
They're too slow. They have a dimensional drift as well to use.
Yeah.
So that could help them out. That could help them out, but against a team like Tech Fleece Troopers, who are going to be so aggressive in second half, you need to start racking up some rounds in your first half as soon as you can.
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember, we keep referring back to it, but Sung Jin Woo is on the other team.
Yeah.
If you let him onto an attack side with a big advantage, that's never something you want to allow.
It's going to get scary. It's going to get risky.
I mean, on the other side, clean shots from Batman that were on that Sheriff. I have to say, that swing out into the headshot, big damage done.
Yeah.
But it's just not enough. The rest of the team just weren't there to back him up. It was too late in the round. And maybe we want to see Batman just get a bit more aggressive and get into these good spots. And as I say that, he goes for the TP again.
Took the space where you can, that dimensional rift coming through. Looking for any information that you can find. You found 3 players. That is a lot of info. Jake sending through that ultimate.
Away. Oh, Batman too aggressive.
Glacial's going to take you down. The Haunt does get rejected, but Baked Deans manages to find a kill with the salvo missiles, just sending him through into backside.
Yeah, I mean the ultimate available here for Glacial, and he's going to pop that one through, take away all those guns, and all of a sudden it's going to be a really awkward hold here.
Bike is going to go down. The classic is not going to be enough. Zaphis shuts you down. Glacial following up, but Jake still managing to keep that rifle in hand. With such low HP in a 1v3, it's not going to go your way. It gets taken down. Zaphis with another pick.
Zaphis has really woken up into this map, really making
sure. Woken up so much. We've not seen him this aggressive.
No, never.
This is also the least aggressive agent he's played.
Yeah.
The whole time he's been
playing the agent known and notorious for sitting backside and playing off their setup.
Yeah.
That is what Killjoy is known for, but no, that's not the case with Zaphis. And I mean, Ultimate's online as well, so I can only see him being more and more aggressive as the Ultimate gets popped down and just run on in and take fights.
I think we're also going to see a lot of aggression from Jinwoo here because he now has the op. Not the op, sorry, he has his ult online, so he can go with the aggressive op players and have the ult to save him.
I mean, you can see the confidence leaving Sung Jin Woo as a lone player on B. That's a hard site to hold down, especially by yourself, but Sung Jin Woo is the one player who's got that trust from the team.
Definitely, if you can trust anyone, it's going to be Sung Jin Woo. But it looks like we're going for that mid-presence again. Have the Astra Star set up, ready to just pick it up with that quick smoke. Looking to take any kind of space into Art. Both a Prowler and a Drone being committed into both links just to look for that information. Bakedean's trying to find what he can. Zafir's just waiting for it. I mean...
It's lurked down B, though. Hang on a second. You've got one of the players of Ailurus managing to find all this space. Got past Sung Jin-woo's crosshair. He isn't aware of this. This could be a way to shut him down, but there's still a long ways to go, and that's an option to maybe rotate over onto B, which it looks like they're going to do.
They're deciding to peek on the right side, but Jake with the one tap manages to take you down. Chucks out a flash. Not quite able to find any reward from it.
I mean, Zaf is still playing so aggro on this site. The ultimate is available. Surely you back off and play for this.
But also, you could find impact like this with a triple spray down. Slicing's following up with a pick of his own. It's now down to a 4 versus 1. B side was completely Ailurus's for the taking. And one spray down from Zafis just shuts it down completely. Looking to find a 4th pick. Can he find it if a headshot comes through? Zafis has woken up so much this game.
I don't understand it.
7-1.
You're on Killjoy. You're on Killjoy, and you're
the 11-4 Killjoy.
Ultimate Online sees multiple players pushing and goes, you know, I'm just going to swing it.
I'm going to swing this, and I'm going to do one spray, 2 headshots and a body shot. It goes through 11-4 Battle Killjoy. New meta, Battle Killjoy.
I think Zafis heard a bit too much of the Sung Jin-woo calls and went, hang on a second, guys. I'm on this team too.
Like, come on, let's talk about someone else for a bit.
Yeah.
2 rounds during this game has managed to spray down 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Without using any util either.
Yeah. I mean, the ultimate's still online and Sung Jin-woo is still here. He's still here to play.
Such an early pick.
And shutting down Batman, that's the #1 player you want to be shutting down every time. It's just making it so hard for Ailurus to find a foot in the door. They don't have that Yoru that can just run in and dive out whenever he needs, but Jake finally shuts him down.
Jungwoo getting shot down so aggressively, if I might add, but Jake going for a second man just to take down Glaceon with a clean headshot. Just look for any more, and then Zafis gets another!
Not again!
Another lineup for 2 headshots with 1 spray. This needs to stop happening. Zafis is getting gifted lineup after lineup on a silver platter. Jake left in a 1v3 again.
Zafis is the luckiest player alive right now.
Zafis' luck, surely it has to run out eventually, and Xeno comes through with the flank to close out that round. Why is everyone lining up against Zafis, and why is it always a double headshot?
In fact, I don't think we've seen a single Killjoy lockdown, and we are 9 rounds in.
I don't think I've seen a Nano Swarm go off.
And Zafis has got 13 kills.
13 and
has
4.
not had a single reason to pop that ultimate, and it's caused another timeout from Ailurus here. That's both timeouts used already.
This is insanity is the only word I can think of.
Yeah.
How are you lining up so often in the first place? And why is it always in front of Zafis?
Yeah.
Surely by just, you know, sheer chance, someone else should be the one who gets the lineup.
Yeah.
But no, it's always Zafis.
I think maybe, you know, you called it out from the last map. We were so sad about the Sung Jin-woo lineup. Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. And then they're like, oh, here's a million of them.
Yeah.
It's not with an op, but, you know.
I'll pick up a Vandal. I'll do the same thing. But, I mean,
spray downs.
It's just one of those where you have to look forward. I mean, Ailurus, we have to look at the positives. You've got 2 ultimates online, 2 round-winning ultimates, the Armageddon and the Astral Wall.
Yeah.
2 massive ultimates, but they need to put them to use. And to put it simply, your Yoru needs to not die early. Every single round, it seems like he's just being shut down. He tries to get a bit of that space, and there's a player on the other side. Batman going 4 and 8, just unable to win those opening engagements.
I feel a big issue which they have is not having an initiator like Breach or like KO. Yeah. You have a Teho and you have a Fade. Neither of those 2 characters really have an ability that allows Yoru to TP and backside, get those picks, and be able to get that impact.
Vice is the closest to it. And the Vice has to throw it through a wall, so there has to be something.
And it gives it away so much as well. And another lineup for Sung Jin-woo! A double kill with 1 shot, finds a 3rd! It's already a 5 versus 1. We've had 5 seconds of a round. Hayden managed to get the 1 tap with the Sheriff. Glaceon goes down. I mean, I know it's against pistols. But 4 kills in 5 seconds is a little bit much.
Is that the lineup you wanted with the scope gun?
Yeah.
There we go.
We're happy. There's been 4, in the last 4 rounds, 3 of them have had lineups that have resulted in 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, Sung Jin-woo, I mean, that's going to get the ultimate online. He's going to feel the most confident he's ever felt. And we're 10 rounds into this game.
This is ridiculous. This should not be happening.
Yeah.
9-1 on defense side on Pearl.
Yeah.
Which attacking side has been the strong one.
I mean, 100%. I mean, it seems like these lineups, it's got to just be the synergy from Ailurus just not being there. They seem to swing through too close together, and I mean, it might happen again here, and it does!
Sung Jin Woo, 2 rounds in a row. The Scope Weapon gets a lineup. First with the Outlaw, then with the Operator. It's just stop happening. Ailurus there is playing as a team and is playing as one person.
Yeah.
This is too much. You can't keep lining up every single round. And that's going to completely shut down any attempt at a push.
Yeah. I mean, that's your Yoru gone again. That's another round where Batman is taken out so early into this game, and now you just have no foot in the door.
That is your duelist, and one of your initiators gone.
Oh no, Hayden's
in a split second. Hayden has to find a pick here, but Sung Jin Woo is there again.
Sung Jin Woo just wants to go for an ace here,
Gets
I
for
think.
Wallbang, surely go for an ace. What an ace it would be.
Oh,
Gets for 4K, is looking for the last.
Zaphis
knows where they are.
It.
Oh, but the calls are going through.
Oh, they're going
Pushing
for
it
this.
to mid.
He wants it.
Go for the ace.
He doesn't
Gets
get
shut
it.
down by Jake. No, that was going to be our first on-stream ace, but it gets shut down. Zeno with the headshot just to close up a round still. 10-1 scoreline.
Would have been the first of the day on the aces. I mean, we saw yesterday there was 2 aces in one game yesterday, and I wanted to see Sung Jin Woo be the one to just bring it back for today. We've not seen one yet. The Operator 4K, the collateral to open us up. Takes
The
out any
second collat in
opportunities.
2 rounds.
Yes.
With a sniper.
And then let's go back a few rounds and we had Vandal lineup, Vandal lineup, Vandal lineup.
Not only was it 2 collats by the same person with snipers, it was in the same place.
How are you letting that happen time and time again?
They're
And he's moved into the right spot.
No,
He's got
please,
the
not
reads.
another. Not
Not
another.
for a
I
smoke.
can't handle 3
Not
in a
for
row.
a smoke, please.
There's no way. Okay, gets for 1 pick. Goes to look for some more, surely. Let that competence go with you. Please stop lining up. I can't handle another collat 3 rounds in a row.
Surely Sung Jin Woo's
Does
done
get
here.
pushed out. Gets taken down. Glaceon with a trade.
I mean, Batman's finally alive into one of these post-plant situations. Has managed to get his team in, and this is where we'll see the ultimates come on through. And finally, that Killjoy ultimate is invested. Zaphis is holding it down.
This Killjoy ult has been held onto for so long. This lockdown is finally coming through, and it's having so much impact.
Oh no, he got stuck. Batman is stuck, but they won't know because of this Astra Divide.
TP didn't quite
Got to
make it
run
out.
in though. Glaceon's just going to stick this one through. The Rockets are not going to be on this one at all, and it's just going to be there to delay. It's just
The shots
over.
come through, close out. 11-1 scoreline. The match we just watched was what, 13-7,
It
13-8?
was way closer.
It was so close, and 11-1 first half on a map which, so far at Epic, has been attacker-sided.
Yeah.
The 11 rounds has gone to the defense.
I mean, 100. I mean, to get 1 round, and for that 1 round to be the 3rd round lost a losing pistol, that's the round you like expect to win. This is, you know, we've lost pistol. This is our like, give us 1 round back. We're back, you know, into this game. You have to win that round. But since then, they've just been able to do nothing. They just can't find the way in. And as we swap over to the defense side, they've got to learn quickly what this other side wants to do from TFT. If TFT get these reads too early on, this is game over for Ailurus. If you lose this pistol, you have to force in to keep yourself in this game.
Honestly, and I mean, Tech Fleece Troopers, all they have to do is be as aggressive as they're known for and just manage to clutch out this pistol round.
Yeah.
Then, stats-wise, you should win it in
Through
the
a smoke.
spam, through the smoke for the headshot. Batman with a pick in response. Switching out Ghost, no time to reload, goes for another, finds a second, can he get a 3rd? Not quite, gets shut down by Xeno with the double kill. It's a 3 versus 2 for Tech Fleece Troopers going in to get that guaranteed plant down. No one has enough time to stop you.
I mean, one positive is that you do have 2 decent retaking agents, but they won't have the utility in this round to use this. Hayden's in the back line, could maybe spot out 1, but
Gets
the turret's
spotted
there.
out by the turret and the Zaphis. Jump peek, the spams come through but don't quite land. It's a 3 versus 1. Jake has to pull off something incredibly special here to be able to...
Flash isn't even online. And even if it does come online, there's going to be no time. There's a gravity well on Spike.
There is nowhere near enough time. And the dink goes through. Slicings does take a lot of damage, but manages to close out the fight. It's now 12-1 for Tech Fleece Troopers. I don't want to call it too early, but I think we're going to be seeing map 3.
I think this has got to be... I mean, it would be a monumental comeback. And I feel like there's a bit of insult to injury there. You know, they kind of all lined up at the end to go, you know, this is what you guys were doing for us.
Yeah.
And we're still going to win the round.
We're going to line up, all survive, and also take out the round.
It's so weak. But, I mean, it's going to cause for that force. There has to be a force round coming on through, and it's got to be Stingers and Sheriffs on a map that's known for being quite a big map to deal with.
You have no choice but to force.
You have to force through, but a gun like the Stinger, it's so situational. And for a player like Hayden, yes, you know, you're on a short angle for now, but if it gets into a retake, if the plant goes on to beat, you've got no opportunities back in.
This is very true. And the Outlaw is going to have so much impact. You just know it
Sung
will.
Jin-woo again.
You just know it will. The Outlaw followed by a Bulldog and a Vandal, which I do have to mention as well. If Zaphis and Glaceon decide to stick to the buy which they're going with, they can still buy next round.
I think that's the plan. Give Zaphis the gun into next. Like, if we can win this round, great. If
Yeah.
not, we don't
We're
mind
ready
that
for
much.
next round.
Because they're not going to have a full buy. We're going to have 2 guns coming on through. This is a great idea.
Give themselves a decent chance for 2 rounds in a row, but also you could argue that this is definitely surely the better choice to at least, you know, get yourself some armor, get another Spectre, have one person who can afford next round.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you can just close out this round, that's map 3.
Yeah. That's
12-1.
exactly what you need.
If you 13-1 after you lose map 1 and then you 13-1 map 2, that's big confidence boost for map 3. Surely.
Oh, 100%. This is exactly what you need. I mean, the momentum game is always, if you win the first map,
Yeah.
if you don't close it out in second, all of a sudden you've got a really hard thing. It's an uphill battle.
Exactly, and the missiles are going to trade again over on A main, but A main's been
though.
completely ditched.
There's no way they're going
The
aggressive.
Fleece
with
troopers
these
realise this. They can just take A site completely. Batman going for the look over into shops, looking for some information, but Glaceon getting close towards the A site. Sung Jin-woo knows that someone has to be playing this behind screens because, let's be honest, someone's always playing behind
There's
screens.
no way out.
Timing might just work out.
No.
Not quite. Jake is completely shut down by Sung Jin-woo. Numbers advantage has been found.
Yeah.
Now Detect Fleece Troopers go for the rotate. Go for the B execute. Surely you do. But Ailurus has read this.
Yeah, but I mean, Sung Jin-woo's still there. He's still set up with that Outlaw. Can take out probably a couple players before the rest of the team even groups up with him.
Will surely have 2 shots ready in the barrel as well. And he does. Looking for any sort of information on where a single location is because of how much impact can be found. The smoke goes through. Looking for one. Manages to find Batman. Can he find second? No. Shut down by the Stinger. It's Hayden. Zaphis following up with the headshot through the wall. Zaphis, can you find another? You know you broke up this game. You do. It is a 4 versus 1. 12-1 scoreline.
I mean,
The Baked is away in spawn.
and no rockets available. The one thing that can maybe get you back in. I mean, you've got the drone to maybe find him out. There's so much setup.
And the flash has been set up. Glaceon knows he can use it, but does get taken out with the Sheriff. Not able to find another. It's going to be closed out for a 13-1 win for Tech Police Troopers with, what, 4 lineup rounds in a row? It's ridiculous.
So that has to be the most lineups I think I've ever seen. And we're not talking lineups, you know, sending you to go over the map. No, these are people running in front of each other and being killed at the same second.
I mean, what? An Outlaw collat followed by an Op collat. 2 rounds after we saw a 3-man spray down and a 4-man spray down.
Yeah. And
this should not be happening.
it's just one of those where it's just some of the most ridiculous individual plays. I mean, even Glaceon getting someone on the other side as well. It's just
This should
everyone
not
was
be
there.
happening. There
Like
you go.
how?
There's one from Zaphis. And here's the Outlaw.
It should never be happening.
It should not be happening. Manages to get the 3rd kill afterwards as well.
And that's
even
with
more
2
impact.
bullets.
2 bullets, 3 kills.
You get 2 bullets in the gun at a time. And you
you're
just
gonna
go,
get free.
I'm going to go get free.
It's just, it should not be happening.
There should never be
And
that opportunity.
at that frequency, why is it happening so often? That really should not be the case at all. But, I mean, an amazing 2 maps. It's so tense. And 13-1 on your second map after you lose map 1. You have to be going into map 3 with confidence.
Yeah.
And that is exactly where we'll be going after a short little break. So don't go too far. You do not want to miss this.